Hello everyone, it's Dr. Cary Yurkiw. Welcome to today's webinar on whiplash. Whiplash is something that we see quite often in the clinic where patients have been in a car accident, let's say, or a sports injury, and they have a whipping movement of their neck and their head, and that causes an injury called whiplash. So we're going to explore whiplash today, and we're just going to talk about what we can do to help you and what you can do to help yourself. So whiplash occurs when a person's head moves backward and then forward suddenly with great force. And this injury is most commonly following a rear end car collision. It can also result from physical abuse, sports injuries, or amusement park rides. So this is where we most commonly see whiplash. In the clinic, we see whiplash when there's a car accident and there's a whipping movement forward and backward of the head on the neck. This can affect the ligaments and the discs, causing some tearing of the tissue, sprain and strain, which weakens the tissue and then makes the spine unstable. So basically, that instability can lead to misalignments and poor function of the spine. In the clinic, what we do is an assessment. So we want to look at the history of the injury, the person's history before the injury, and then an exam will recommend treatment and then make a recommendation to the patient so they can do some things at home to change their lifestyle, do some stretches and exercises to help their health so it improves and we restore the body back to the way it was before the accident. In British Columbia, car accidents are no fault, meaning whether you caused the accident or someone else ran into you, there's no fault. So basically you can just call ICBC and get a claim number. You need one for your personal injury. It's different from the accident, the claim number for the car. And then once you have that, you just bring that into the clinic and we'll bill ICBC directly for your sessions. They'll cover up to 25 sessions. And then if that's sufficient, then we can discharge the case. But if you need more care, we can always apply for an extension if there's extenuating circumstances. I'm going to read from my book called Neck Pain. And in that book, we talk about whiplash in one of the chapters. So this is a book that I published a couple years ago on Amazon. It is called Neck Pain, and it looks like this. And in there's a chapter on whiplash. So I'm going to just change the slide here on YouTube Live, and we're going to go over to the book, and I'm just going to read from the chapter called Whiplash. So in the book, Neck Pain, Chapter 7 is called Whiplash. And whiplash is something we see in the clinic after a patient has a car accident. Whiplash is caused by a sudden stop of the car, but the patient's head is still going forward at the previous speed of the car. This causes the neck to get stretched and strained as the neck goes forward, and the neck must resist. Then there's a snapback effect of the head as the neck hyperextends backwards. This results in tearing of the tissue in the neck, which causes instability. Bones can shift out of place. The head's heavy and acts like a pendulum swinging back and forth. The whipping motion causes injury to the tissues in between the bones in the spine. The tearing of the tissue can lead to inflammation and scar tissue. The discs can get injured and the nerves get pinched. I've seen many whiplash cases in my clinic over 25 years. Most whiplash patients have neck pain, stiffness, and swelling shortly after the injury. They can get symptoms associated with whiplash like headaches, dizziness, vertigo, and arm pain. Sometimes the symptoms do not present immediately. It seems like there can be a latent effect. This could be from the adrenaline release from the accident. I like to monitor whiplash patients very carefully in the first 3 days to see the full effects of the injury. So that's from my book, Neck Pain on Amazon. It includes whiplash, headaches, and concussion. There's chapters on that in the book. So if you're interested, you can click on the link in our bio on Instagram. It'll take you over to, it's going to take you over to a menu, and I'm going to show you that right now. So if you click on the link in our bio on Instagram, you're going to see a menu, and the menu is going to look much like this right here. And then there's going to be options. So for the options, the first option is booking your first appointment in the clinic. But if you go down to the fourth option, it says Dr. Cary's book on neck pain. You can click on that. It'll take you right over to Amazon, and then you can buy the book in ebook. You can buy it in audiobook, or you can buy it in paperback format. So that's on Amazon. If you want to follow us on YouTube, you can click on this link right here, or the last link, which is the podcast link. And we have a podcast on Apple and Android called Super Healthy. So you're going to get information like this. You're going to get the audio version of today's video on our podcast channel. So I encourage you to go there. And if you're in the Kelowna area, you'd like to book an appointment, just click on the first link here, book first appointment. And you can easily book an appointment there. So it's really easy to use that menu and book an appointment with us. So if you're on YouTube Live, you can just scan this QR code on the top right corner. On Instagram, you'll see our posts. They often have the QR code that says scan me. That'll take you to the menu. You could click on the link in our show notes too that says Linktree/Dr. Cary Yurkiw, and you can get to all these menu items that way. And then on social media, my handle is pretty simple. It's at Dr. Cary Yurkiw on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then for our YouTube channel, it's the same handle, really easy to get to. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel because it helps us to reach more people. And then on our podcast, it's called Super Healthy. Just click on that podcast link. It'll take you over to Anchor, which is our podcast provider. And then you can follow us there, or on Apple or Android, Spotify. You can type in Super Healthy, and then you can follow us that way as well. I want to thank you for joining me today on Instagram Live as well as on YouTube Live. And I hope you learned something about Whiplash. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to PM me, or you can easily type a question here in the show notes.